So Tehran, Iran, you guys have probably seen this. I did not say Duran Duran.
I know, it sounded like that.
Iran. People leaving Tehran because of the current conflict happening with Israel.
Smart.
Smart. Maybe they get in their smart car. Anyway, just giving you a little blip to bring you to this part of the world.
Yes.
It's not in China, but we're going to make this related to China because I have been seeing some absolute ridiculous takes on this from both sides. I have seen people say one of two things that are opposing my opinion.
Right.
I have seen people saying that China isn't supporting Iran at all. They're not. They just can't. They just can't. They don't want to get involved in that.
You've been seeing people say that.
These are people that oppose China.
Right.
They're saying they can't. They just can't get involved. Right. And then I see the other side being like, yo, so Iran good because Israel bad, right?
Yeah.
And so China must be supporting Iran because I like the Chinese government, right? So Chinese government is going to help out their ally, right?
Yeah.
So there's two opinions of China is helping, right? But they're helping because they're ideologically in line with Iran, right? And then there's China's definitely not helping because China will be screwed if they help, right? I think both of these are wrong.
Correct.
Completely wrong. What China is doing is not overtly saying we are helping Iran, right? What they're doing is helping them in the propaganda war. And we have to stop beating around the bush here. If World War III is happening or if it's going to happen, this is going to be a war of opinion and it's going to be a war of social media and stuff.
Yes.
So just to say that only weapons matter and social media doesn't matter is completely like an archaic, ridiculous viewpoint.
Oh, yeah, the information war is real.
I went on the Chinese internet and it only has pro-Iran propaganda.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, here you've got CGTN.
Yes.
Showing off a photo of the wreckage of an Israeli F-35 fighter jet was released on social media by Iran's whatever. Here's the thing. The F-35 is like the most advanced fighter jet that's out in public at the moment from the US. But it turns out that CGTN has shared, as usual, a fake picture, on behalf of Iran.
Well, because they're supporting.
This is
100% in propaganda.
Yeah, 100% a fake picture. It's been completely debunked. Everything about it is wrong. The tail, fin is the wrong way round. The markings are wrong. The afterburners engaged and the engine is still on, even though it's crashed. That kind of stuff. It's fake. It's fake. And China's spreading that on behalf of Iran.
That wasn't on the amplifier media.
That's CGTN.
That's their top dog English media.
Yes, that is China's top state media.
Yes.
Now, this has been hilarious because Iran claimed it shot down an Israeli F-35. The IDF is unaware of any losses because there weren't any. But, they put out this is another thing, debunking the photo that they put out.
Right.
But, man, these stupid AI things that have been, by the way, released officially by Iran.
And China.
Yes.
So China's not releasing these officially. They're using amplifier channels.
Yes.
And I found the Chinese internet littered with this stuff.
Yeah, so this is apparently a B-2 that they shot down. Not AI at all. The fact that it's like freaking massive in comparison to the people as well.
How big does China and Iran think that B-2 bombers are? How big do they think it is?
Apparently the size of a Star Destroyer. Just look at these pictures that are being released.
So I found these on Douyin.
Yeah.
I found this on Douyin too.
Yeah, they released this.
What? Do they not understand perspective? Like Chinese TikTok on these pro-Iran accounts run by like government CCP amplifiers.
Yeah, this where they're stroking an
AI. This is fake.
Okay, yeah, AI nuclear thing. I just don't know what they're trying to do here.
What are you trying to say? Anyway, this is not about Israel versus Iran. This is about China doing propaganda on behalf of Iran, by the way.
This was hilarious because, again, Iran released this image saying that...
And Chinese amplifiers, too.
Yes. They shot down an F-35, and this was the official image that was released, which, of course, is AI, by the way. If you look at the size. So people were clowning on this because that's the real size of an F-35, right? Yeah. It's not that big.
Not even, what is that, 10 times bigger?
I mean, look at the size of the cockpit compared to the people. You could fit probably like most of those people in that cockpit.
It's like a building.
Yeah, it's huge. I guess they hadn't seen it, so they're like, don't mock. The pilot has been taken prisoner.
That's pretty good.
It is pretty good. I do like that.
Iran and China duping, like putting this stuff out on the internet for propaganda is nuts to me.
So people have been clowning on this and making all these like ridiculous memes about, oh no, Iran shut down a giant squid, or Iran shut down a giant falafel. Iran shut down the Barney. Yeah, Iran claims they shut down the Barney balloon at the Macy's parade in 1997. They're shooting down cat girls and shooting down an Eggs Benedict. Damn, Iran has shut down a giant Eggs Benedict. That does actually look pretty good, even though it's AI. Yeah. And new satellite images of the F-35 shut down over Iran. It's like the size of a country. It's just kind of funny.
I like the clowning. Saturn.
Yeah, they shut down Saturn. Yeah, what's next?
Wow.
Can't believe Iran shut down this F-35.
Oh no, Star Destroyer. So I would play this for a second.
Okay.
So I'm watching these viewpoints, and I'll say traditionally, you got some older guys on the right.
Yeah.
Saying like China's definitely not going to help Iran. Yeah. Like there's no way they can't, or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of those people understand that information warfare is so important nowadays. Yeah. Because literally all I'm seeing is propaganda in support of Iran, using AI, disparaging anyone that's opposed to Iran, cheering Iran on. Yeah,
this is all from the Chinese internet, what you're seeing here. From Douyin, which is China's TikTok.
They're getting AI reporters, and they're not putting these, you know how they showed the AI plane on CGTN? That's an official media. What they're doing is, I think people are misunderstanding.
By the way, they're using video game footage again.
Video game footage to show Iran's military success. Yes. Right? Supporting Iran's leadership, right? Doesn't matter where you stand on this. What matters is China is involved. Yes. And you can say that they're not involved, but they are involved. This is 2025. Information warfare is a thing.
Oh, by the way, they've got Iranian citizens who speak Chinese living in China
and in Iran.
Yeah, to make propaganda.
On behalf of
the
Iranian government.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's happening is, the official channels, CGTN, China Daily and stuff, aren't putting these things out, but China is like one of the lowest ratings of press freedom and freedom of speech in the world. Yes. So anything that exists on the Chinese internet is endorsed by the government. Correct. In the fact that it's almost only this stuff when you look up Iran means that China is helping Iran.
Yeah, and it's all pro-Iran.
These are amplifier channels in support of the Iranian government in this conflict. So China is involved. I don't 100%. Know why people are claiming that they're not involved.
They're involved in the information warfare, pushing propaganda on Iran's behalf and doing propaganda for Iran. Yeah. Yes. So you can find it all over the media. One thing that's very sad, by the way, is the fact that Israel did destroy the last remaining F-14s that were in active service.
Great plane.
Yeah, plane. I'm very sad about that. My favorite plane. Yeah. Oh, well, had to happen.
You can go to the museum.
Yeah, but they were flying still. They were still
make a museum plane fly.
Yeah, it's not that easy. These, you got to keep them maintained, Anyway.
Yeah, well, we don't need to show any more of this. Anyway, this to the Chinese internet is chock full of Iran support.
I'll fast forward some of this nonsense.
Yeah, you get the idea.
Oh, wait, but there is something we have to talk about before we continue.
So, here's the deal. I keep also seeing people denying that China's helping Iran because they just can't afford to get involved in this conflict and America's going to shut them down and all this stuff. What's this? What's this?
Here's the thing. China did send planes into Iran, these mystery transport planes, and they turned their transponders off, and they also falsely claimed that they were going to Luxembourg. Yeah. They ended up in Iran.
They turned off their transponder? Why would you turn off your transponder?
So here's the thing. You could probably argue that, maybe they're just there to pick up their embassy staff to get them away from the war zone or something. But then why are you turning your transponder off? Wouldn't you be public about it?
That's a very normal thing to do in a
war.
Look,
there are lots of people speculating what they could have bought on those planes. Could be nuclear.
3 times now. 3 cargo planes.
Could be nuclear weapons.
Who knows? I'm
saying it could be. It could be food supplies.
It could be anything. It could be Barney balloons.
Yeah. So I'm just saying there are speculations. Yes. People are speculating. But at the end of the day, why are you turning your transponders off? Why are you being sneaky like you are when you go outfish all the seas in territorial waters? Yeah. What are you doing? Yeah. What's going on? It's not cool. Keep an eye on this, guys. It sucks.
For sure. If China does get involved, right? And even if they don't, they lose. I'll tell you why.
All right.
They need Iran's oil. Iran can't really sell too much oil because of sanctions, because they're an enemy of a lot of places, right? Here's the deal. China kind of knew that Iran's kind of an enemy, but are political, ideologically in line with Iran, so they've always backed them up. Sure. And they also see themselves as the arbitrator of peace. They see someone like Trump as destabilizing for the world. So they say, we're going to go in there and be the stabilizers of the world. We may be an authoritarian country. We're going to go in there and make everyone friends again.
Yeah.
So they go in there and they say, Iran, Saudi Arabia, enemies, you're friends now. Do this, do this, do this. And everyone's like, oh, China's the new stabilizing force.
I think China's trying to be a knockoff USA.
They are, right?
You know.
So what happens in the end is that they go, we've just arbitrated so much peace in the world. We're the new global. They're trying to be big boys when they're not big boys yet, right?
It's just their neo-colonial hegemonic nonsense that they're up to. Yeah.
So when something like this happens, like Israel attacking Iran, it disrupts every single thing that they've done.
Yeah.
It literally undid all of that. And now everyone is not even talking about China in this conversation anymore.
Yeah.
They've lost any sort of supremacy they had in the Middle East. / anywhere where there's conflict where they try to arbitrate peace. Number two, they need Iranian oil.
That's the biggest thing. They need the oil.
The Strait of Hormuz, right? They have to get the oil through. They have to get supplies through there. If that gets cut off because of the war and the U.S. gets involved, China's just lost a massive chunk of its energy supply. The economy's already tanking in China. They need all the support they can get, and they get dirt cheap oil and dirt cheap energy from Iran because Iran needs to sell it to them at a massive discount.
It doesn't China like buy 90% of their oil or something? Like most of it?
Most of it.
Yeah. Yeah, I see how they could lose out. Well, that was a very good elevator pitch, especially if you had 100 floors in a building.
It wasn't that long.
I'm pretty sure you could make it to the 100th floor.
Well, I apologize to everyone that didn't want to hear about that.
No, I think it's good. I'm not saying it was bad. Don't get me wrong.
Hey, a couple articles that you can read.
Which we do have linked down below.
I remember you lift my spirit, with you high is all I'm feeling.
So do you remember what food Box ended up liking?
Loves pine cones.
Pine cones. Like
food.
We've made it to Shah Pool Park. And on the back of my card here, I have our first mission.
I don't know what that is.
You don't?
It's like purple scooter. Yeah. Really suits him.
I'm looking for this girl. She answers to the name of Box. Look at this. Is this someone's like trying to say like, I'm here, I'm trapped. What if they're kidnapped or something?
Walker told me I had AIDS.
Wait, what?
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it.